Willie Ossie, if you would, please call your next witness.
Government calls Harold Norman.
Mr. Norman, if you would, please. Mr. Norman?
Yes.
Mr. Norman?
Yes, sir.
If you would, please, if you'd come forward. And I believe you were sworn earlier as a witness, were you not?
Yes, sir.
Just have a seat right up there, please. Tell us your name.
Harold Norman,
Where do you live, Mr. Norman?
Dallas, Texas.
Thank you.
Mr. Norman, in November of 1963, were you working as an order filler for
Yes.
school books at the Texas School Book Depository Building?
Yes, sir.
And one of your co-workers was Lee Harvey Oswald, is that correct, sir?
Yes, sir.
Did you become acquainted or friendly with Mr. Oswald at work, Mr. Norman?
No, sir.
Is there a reason for that?
We didn't have any conversations at all. So
He was kind of a loner?
loner.
On Friday morning, November the 22nd, 1963, the day President Kennedy was assassinated, did you see the presidential motorcade that day?
Yes, sir.
Where did you watch it from?
From the fifth floor.
Did you watch the motorcade with any co-workers?
Yes, sir.
And what are their names?
James Jorman, which is known as Junior, and Bonnie Ray Williams.
Exhibit D. Mr. Norman, on your left is a photograph of 4 windows, 3 of which are open, and as you can see, there are 2 men in the bottom windows. Do you recognize who is shown in this photograph?
Yes, sir.
And who is shown?
This is Bonnie Ray Williams, and that is myself, Harold Norman.
So you were in the southeasternmost window of the 5th floor of the Book Depository Building.
Yes, sir.
And then eventually the presidential motorcade passed by, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What did you see and hear at that time, Mr. Norman?
Well, I heard a shot when the motorcade came by. The first shot seemed like the president slumped. Then I heard 2 more shots.
So you heard a total of 3 shots?
Yes, sir.
Did it sound to you like a rifle was being fired directly above you?
Yes, sir.
Was there any other reason, in addition to the sound of the rifle, any other reason why you believe the shots were coming from directly above you?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
Because I could hear the empty hulls, that's what I call them, hit the floor, and I could hear the bolt action of the rifle being pushed back and forward.
You're familiar with a bolt-action rifle?
Yes, sir.
Now, by hulls, you mean cartridge casings?
Cartridge.
How many did you hear falling to the floor?
3.
Is the sound of that bolt action and the ejection of the cartridge casings and their falling to the floor something that you're going to remember for the rest of your life?
Yes, sir.
Incidentally...
Excuse me, Your Honor, I haven't really made any objection about leading questions because I generally don't do that in a trial, but it'd be nice if counsel wouldn't lead him, particularly like the last one, giving him, leading him into posterity, even into eternity.
I'm going to overrule the objection at this time.
One more question. At any time in the morning of the assassination, did you see any stranger or strangers in the Book Depository Building?
No, sir.
No further questions. Thank you, Mr. Norman.
Mr. Spence, you may proceed, sir.
Well, Mr. Norman, give us the rhythm of the sounds of these shots. Was it bam, 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 or what was it?
As I recall, the rhythm of the sounds of shots were boom, click, click, boom, click, click, boom, click, click.
Just all even.
Yes, sir.
Even. Now, you said that you heard some hulls drop.
Yes, sir.
If after it was all over, somebody had come around and said, we found 3 nails, big nails, or 3 big screws, or something of that nature, the sounds that you heard would have, of the things hitting the floor, would have been consistent, would have sounded like about anything metal dropping. Isn't that true?
I can't say.
I mean, had you ever heard, you never had heard metal cases from a gun drop over your head before, had you?
I told you what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. When was the last time before the assassination that you'd ever heard a rifle eject a shell?
I can't say the exact time, sir.
Never had heard one, had you?
Yes, sir. I've heard some.
Well, you tried to get you to say, the FBI in this case, that you heard the shots from the from right above you, but you didn't say that, did you? You didn't say you heard the shots right above you, did you?
No, I said I heard the shots above me. I didn't say it directly. I just only said I said shots above me.
Yeah. They were trying to get you to say something different, weren't they?
Yes, sir.
And you resisted, didn't you? You didn't want to have words put in your mouth,
No,
did you?
sir.
And you don't want me or anybody else to put them in your
No,
mouth
sir.
in this hearing. Isn't that true?
Yes, sir.
Now, you thought there was an armed man upstairs, right?
I thought there was a man upstairs.
Well, you must have figured he was armed because you were hearing shooting and shells falling all over the place. Isn't that true?
I heard 3, sir.
So let's see if we can start again. You thought there was an armed man up there, isn't that right?
I can't say it. I thought.
Didn't you think there was somebody up there
I
with a gun?
thought there was somebody up there, sir.
With a gun, all right. You didn't run and get the hell out of there?
No, sir.
You never did call down for the police?
No, sir.
You stayed up there for 15 minutes just watching the crowd after that, isn't that true?
I can't say exactly what time it was, sir.
You stayed up there for quite some time watching the crowd afterwards, isn't that true, sir?
I stayed up for a while.
Yes. And you left about 2 o'clock?
Yes, sir.
So everybody was absent, isn't that true?
After they let us go home, everyone was absent.
Everybody finally left the building?
With the permission of the officers.
Yes. That would include my client, Mr. Oswald, isn't that
I
true?
don't know, sir.
He wasn't there either, was he?
I never did see him anymore, sir.
Yes. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right, fine. Thank you. Call your next witness.